Good evening. I was going to say good evening. Good afternoon, folks. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sultan Pijan. I'm one of the senior programmers here at the festival. I would like to welcome you to the press conference of Madina and Wakhri, two feature films that are part of our feature competition. I will pass the mic to filmmakers to just introduce themselves and then introduce the film that you are representing. Thank you.
Hi everybody. I don't know if it's on. Hi everybody. Thank you for being here and chatting with us. My name is Iram. I'm the writer-director and one of the producers of the feature film Bakshi. English title One of a Kind. It's our LA premiere tomorrow at 8 p.m. at the Democracy Center. It's a film hailing from Pakistan, shot entirely by a Pakistani cast and crew minus a few people in post and our cinematographer. And it's a film that really celebrates brave women and marginalized souls in that society and globally as well. It's inspired by a viral social media star, and we have our cast and some of the crew here. Should we continue with that, or
just
with the Wakhri? Yep. Okay, with the Wakhri first.
You can go ahead and
Hi everyone, I'm Abid Aziz Merchant and I'm the producer of Wakhri as well as an associate producer on Madina. I'll pass on the mic to Faryal now, just an introduction, so then we can take questions.
Hi guys, I am Faryal Mehmoo. I played Wakhri in the film Wakhri. And what else should I say? That's about it. Hello, my name is Aizhan and I'm from Kazakhstan. I'm here with my film Madina. And we are sitting here and I feel that it's a historical moment because our producer Abid, we finally meet all of us here, and thank you for this festival. Yeah, and
Yeah, it's Madina's North American premiere.
yeah. Yeah, actually, Madina actually she also had to be here, but her flight was cancelled in the morning, and I hope she will come to screening.
Thank you, folks. I'll just project it. I think one thing that I wanted to just highlight, one of the things when we were deliberating was the programming team. The way I describe these two titles, and the reason why they're sitting together is because I call it relentlessly brave cinema. And it's something that we really, really much needed at the festival, but also in the world right now, in the current situation. So that's why thank you folks for making the films and being here with us. So we'll take the questions.
Gig Pata with LRM Online. To both, congratulations to both films. To the writers first, is what actually inspired you to write the story in the first place?
So, a few years ago, we started shooting our film in Kazakhstan. Unfortunately, in that time and still now, we have a lot of cases of domestic violence and sexual violence against kids and women. So it was something which really worried me, and I really want to try to do something to highlight the situation. I mean that as I think more as a person of my country, I trying to make a archive this moment. Yeah, and what is a really very big success that few days ago in Kazakhstan, our president signed a law which finally can start to protect women and kids. So yeah, it's very historical for us. Of course, it's a very beginning, but the meanwhile, it's something.
So I think that we're sister films also in the fact that we're both inspired to raise a voice against violence against women and marginalized groups. Wakhri was initially inspired by the killing of one of Pakistan's first major influencer, Kandil Baloch, who was a YouTuber who was silenced by her own family in a non-traditional honor killing, and the fact that they profited from her earnings, but then at some point she got involved with a religious figure and it became too shameful for the family. Our film is actually celebrating her spirit and her unapologetic sort of braveness, and a lot of other people, including my friend and activist Sabine Mehmoo, Benazir Bhutto, like high-profile prime ministers who were assassinated, all the way to low-income socioeconomic influences. And the idea is to really showcase, thank you for saying brave, but I think these people were real brave souls, and I think that in all the drama and all the coverage of the news, we forget how much it takes for women just to speak their truth. And I think that is what was really tough. And every time these women were taken down, it felt personal to me. So when Kandil was killed, I just found out about her. And when she was killed, it just never left me, this idea. And Abid and I had been wanting to work together, and I was like, I want to do something on her, but I don't want to glorify the honor killing. And so that is how it started. We knew it was going to be fictional because we didn't want to tell her life story because we wanted a different, positive ending. So that's it.
Okay. Gig Pada with LRM Online again. For yourself, tell us what initially drew you to this project, and also tell us about your transformation back and forth between the character and into a social media star.
What drew me to this story was the complete honesty of it all. Like, just everything as women in Pakistan or in a third world country, like what we go through, like, it highlighted every single little thing. And it wasn't even like, preachy. It was like funny, it was in a way said that it was just hilarious to me. And I thought I had to, this was my debut film, and for me to take on a debut film, it had to be something extremely out there and it had to make a statement, it had to be honest, and it had to be not commercial, So I'm so grateful that I was considered to play Wakhri, and the transition between Noor and Wakhri. So by the daytime, she's like a teacher and she has a son and she's teaching students, and by the night, she's Wakhri. It was difficult to process. It was difficult to process. I feel like, there's a saying, actors are neurotic, and I don't blame actors, because it's like literally in a second we have to cry, in a second we have to be show such emotion, extremely happy or extremely sad or extremely, it's just, yeah, so it was a ride for me and all of them. Yeah, but fun. Yeah.
But we also want to shout out, sort of the makeup, the costume, and everyone who kind of
came
worked
together and made Bakshi happen. It wasn't easy for me to transition into her. It was an entire ritual that we had to go through with the wig and the makeup and the face chains and the clothes and everything. It was a celebration every time, and I obviously liked playing Bakshi more than Noor. So, yeah.
Do you remember the last time you became Bakshi? You were so sad.
I was so sad. I didn't want to. For another month, we had wrapped the film, but I felt like there was another monologue in me. It's like, I need this. Bakshi needs to leave me, and she needs to say something. But yeah.
Because of production block shooting, there was this one makeup she had to go through, I think 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And the last time she had, I remember we were both sitting in a van and we were like, oh my god, this is the
Last time.
That was the last, it was like exhaling Bakshi out.
Yeah.
You had a question?
Peter Gonzaga, front row features, Pacific Video, GMA, Filipino TV. Wakhri, so tell us, just to emulate the character, how did you pull that out? Did you look at different social media influencers or just the situations with social media and all that good stuff. And then for Madina, tell us how did you bring out the characters?
So, one of the reasons why I was also picked to play the part was because I was going through all the bashing on social media. I am a person who stands out. I am a person who is honest about who they are and where they're from. And the way I dress is not conventional. The way I speak, the way I stand and speak my own truth, it's not so like digestible for men in Pakistan or even women. So I was already going through that backlash when Wakhri came to me, and I felt like I could resonate and relate to it so much because this happens to me literally every day. I deleted my first Instagram because it was just so much for me to deal with. Waking up in the morning and seeing messages of like, from people that they're gonna kill you. Like, just randomly like, hi, good morning, we're gonna kill you. And you're like, okay, well, I'm okay, right. So I felt like, and also when I got the script and I started reading, I looked into a lot of Kandil's interviews, the way she spoke, the way she sat, the way her body language, and what she was trying to say, and no one would actually like sit there and listen to her. They would just like sit there and judge her because they could see her and objectify her and like see her, but no one wanted to really hear what she had to say. And it was just like, even I was one of those people, like we were just like, why is she like this, right? No one wanted to like hear her out, and that's where we were like, just, how would you say this, harjana, to just, harjanico. Defeated, thank you. I just felt defeated, that we defeated her. So this was for me, to come back and pay my respects and say, you were a brave woman and you did what you wanted to do, and this was your truth and you lived it.
And to add to that, Faryal did a lot of research on these videos and came back to me, and I remember she gave me like 5 to 10. I said, what are the things you really feel like we should include in the monologues? And we actually included some of Kandil's real life sentences in there. And she became the Kandil expert. She's like, oh, Kandil wants to say this.
I was that crazy person in my room, like, there's like a huge whiteboard, and whatever I would see and I would like write it all over my whiteboard, and it's still there. It's all still there. They're like different words, just like, it's manic, it's crazy. Yeah.
And there was a question for Madina.
Yeah.
So how did you bring out the characters?
So actually, Madina based on true story of actress. Her name is Madina, and very long time I didn't choose a very, let's say, good title for the film, and I decided to make a title Madina because for me it's Madina. She's represent not only her story, but a lot of stories of women. Yeah, so it's some kind of.
Okay. Какой? Образ. Okay.
I was put on the spot to translate from Russian now.
Okay, so Madina, she represents, a lot of stories and women. So this is how character became to the world. And actually, since our shooting lasted about, 3 years, and I met Madina a few days ago at Germany, on the festival. And I look at her and I really felt that it's so great that I choose your story, and because you know she is an actress and at the same time she's a character, and I feel that she's lived it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
The
Thank you.
actress who plays Madina is the actual name.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Joining us, another member of both Wakhri and Madina. So if you can introduce yourself.
I'm the exec producer in Madina and a producer in Wakhri, and I'm so proud of these two female filmmakers. I just want to add to Aizhan's telling is that it was shot in a very volatile environment, but with an all-female crew, and Madina's her own story is so extraordinary. So both our protagonists, Faryal's here, are extremely powerful feminist characters, and we hope that the world gets to know their story. Yeah, but Madina's extraordinary. She actually played her own life out, which was so tough and layered and deep. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And you had a question? Yes?
Yes, my name is MJ from Blog Talk and N25. Blog Talk and N25. Now, how long did it take you to make your film? And what was your budget?
Yeah, this is the best
Don't talk
question
about
of the
budget.
festival.
Well, we can definitely talk about how long it took. 2016.
2017.
She died in 16.
Yeah, Kandil died
Started
in
end of
2016.
2016. Percolating for me end of 2016, and then 2017 our collapse.
Yeah, 2017, Iram and I, we were discussing what film should we make. So we were working on another project which didn't work out. Then Iram suggested the idea of, doing a film, a fictional account of Kandil's life. So that was around 2017, and I said, yeah, let's do it. And I said, write it. And 1 month later, I get the first draft of the script. That was end of 2017, early 2018. And that was the last year of focus on South Asia at the Locarno Open Doors Hub. We submitted it, and there were 2 films from Pakistan in development which went to Locarno that year. So it started in 2017, 2018 we were in Locarno, 2019 we were at Cannes, Cinema Fondation with the same project. Then we were at Asian Project Market in Busan. We were supposed to shoot in 2020, but then the world closed down, shut down. So it got delayed, and 2022 we shot it in Pakistan.
Congratulations.
And then the
So it
post
was-
process
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, the shoot was a very small shoot. Of course, I'll answer your question for the budget like this. That was a 34-day shoot. So we didn't have too much money on our hands. And there were days when, she was doing Noor and Wakhri's character on the same day. So the transformation
34
from...
really long days.
Yeah. But a 34-day shoot in Pakistan, I would say, would translate to a 22-day shoot here in terms of how fast things work.
Yeah.
You think it's a lot, but it's not. There's chai breaks, there's azan breaks.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. They need to pay like 5 times a day, so.
Congrats on your debut here in LA. It's pretty amazing.
The Madina, I think you shot in the same 20-25 days?
No, we shoot in the 13 days.
13 days.
Yeah. 13 days. Yeah, we start working on script in 2019. 2021 we start shooting. Yeah, 13 days after long post-production. And yeah, last year we had a premiere, so it took also about 4 years.
Yeah, by the time the last edit was done, it was 2023. So, of course, we again didn't have a very big budget, very, very small budget for Madina. And so world premiered in competition in Tokyo. And just this weekend, we had a European premiere at Go East, Germany, and North American premiere here at BC Fest.
And we appreciate you folks being here with us. I will ask you a question in a sense to Iram and Aizhan. I think for me it was really interesting to know your approach when it comes to storytelling of you have real life counterparts, right? I think for you have that influencer and you have the main character, Madina. There's so much responsibility when it comes to portraying a real life human story. So when you approached your project, when you were trying to write it, direct it, and now you're premiering it, do you have how do you approach this responsibility, and how do you take care of that?
So I think that because ours is inspired by, not based on Kandil, we kind of have fictional license. But that being said, I think every time you are writing, directing, presenting a film, especially a film from Pakistan, for me it is extremely important that the nuances and the authenticity is there. You know, everything from language, vernacular, so I can answer this more on the fact of Gucci's character, because Wakhri, I mean, I feel like being sort of a brave, persistent woman, I did, but Gucci being like a queer trans character, it was a huge responsibility for me, not coming from that community, to be authentic about it. And everything from the dialogue writer, who comes from that community, is one of Pakistan's most publicly transitioned male to female trans member, to the people on the ground, to just the research at every level, everything from costumes to there's also, when you look at the film, it's not a slice of life, it is fantasy. So there's that license as well, and I'm sure there are people who would disagree, oh, that's not real, but like in the tone of the film, it was very important to toe the line. And I think that, thank you for asking that, because I think as storytellers, the way we escape that, and Apoorva is hugely present in the development of the script, is that the more you can nuance your characters, the more you can humanize them, whatever shade, whether it's like Paro, who is supposed to be a bit more villainous, the stepmother, if you can really shade and bring humanity, in one scene or two scenes, then you're covering yourself in some ways, right? Because you're able to resonate with the humanity of a character. So to answer your question, I think that is a global concern as a storyteller, is to remain authentic, researched, humble, be open to feedback, and be open to the fact that you didn't get it right in some places. And I think that was it for me. But I didn't have to worry too much. It was a tribute to Kandil and other brave women. It wasn't exactly her story, so I'll say.
A second. So I think it's be a friend with a director is somehow a little tricky, because your friends came to you and start to tell some painful moments until you start to writing script. And yeah, it was happens with me. Madina, she tells her story, and a little later I came to her and said, why we have to invent some stories? Let's shoot your story. Yeah, put on the script and put some other line. So it's quite interesting actually, investigate a human, especially what is deep inside. So for me it's like a big ocean of investigations. And also I think I really feel like I'm make an archive of all the moments which happens in my country. So like this.
Thank you for that. And I think the closing out question would be, obviously it is an immense honor and pleasure to host you folks here in LA and screen the films, but I think these films have to be seen in Pakistan, in Kazakhstan, because I think it is really important for local communities to be able to see it. So I think what I would like to ask you folks to see if you already have distribution in place back in Pakistan or back in Kazakhstan. Is it possible to have these films screened in the theaters there?
Already was in theaters in Pakistan.
Oh, it was, okay.
Yeah, so we had the Pakistan premiere on 5th of January this year. It ran for 7 weeks in cinema. It was in 46 cinemas all over Pakistan. We have 3 censor boards in Pakistan, and all 3 passed it. And the version that's playing in festivals, the same version that played in Pakistan.
And how was the feedback from the audiences in Pakistan?
Okay, so it was very different.
Yeah, sure, you want.
So, people who watched the film loved the film. People who did not watch the film, and people from the industry thought that it was too bold, because they're so not used to making something out of, like, they just want to make money, right? They want to make commercial cinema, they want to make commercial like TV and do everything how, like, in the conventional way. this was so out of their like, that they were like afraid for us. Like at the premiere, a lot of people came to me and they were like, "You are bold. You are so bold. Like how did you do this movie? Bold." And I'm like, "You were stupid. I'm not. This is brave. This is so brave. Like why wouldn't anyone do this, right?" It's very mixed. Also with the distribution part, no one helped us in Pakistan. No channel helped us. I worked with all these channels. I have, good relationship with all these channels. But after this film came out, they also like sidelined me because I was too bold, right? So yeah, here I am being bold.
But I was just going to say, even though it was in theaters, it was in theaters, that does not mean that the Pakistani masses watched it because of all of this, right? I mean, cinema culture is dead in the country. So we really hope that it goes on a platform and globally is accessed, because let's be real, that's where people watch films.
Yeah.
So if I were to say, has Pakistan seen this film, I would say a very minutiae of them have, and as Faryal said, whoever has, for the most part, has loved the film.
Pakistanis don't go to cinema. They don't want to spend the ticket money because they're used to watching free content. Free content on YouTube, free content on cable TV. So all these things. So that's
Yeah, well, there's an office, the two offices actually, exactly 30 minutes and 30 minutes to both sides, which is Prime and Netflix, and we hope that they listen to us and acquire both the films. It's very important for both the films to really see the light of day on digital, because that's the only way to be democratically reaching the world and finding love for it. Because there's just a lot of audience who want to watch it. The reactions have been extraordinary after festival screenings. People have gone on for the second screening because they couldn't land up in the first. So we hope that we have a great festival here tomorrow and day after. And it's such an honor for Abid and me that we have two films at the same time. So bravo to these two women, bravo to the Madina and Faryal here for making it happen for us. So.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for being here. And I invite the filmmakers to take pictures here and to the portrait